One thing I've always wondered is, so we've talked quite a bit on the podcast about how, the reach we have has definitely like affected our lives, like off of YouTube and especially at conventions and stuff like that. Like us three put together is like a fraction of the reach that you have. Like, how has it affected your life? Like, I'm genuinely curious about what like your lifestyle is like and how you've had to adapt because of it.
It was a little weird in the beginning because like when you meet fans for the first time in real life, it's kind of scary and it's like, oh, and I lived in like a small town and I was like, oh, they're going to find out where I live. They eventually did.
Right.
And people show up at my door like 3 times a week. Like
Seriously?
9 a.m. and like,
what would they ask for? Just like to come in for a cup
yeah,
of
there
tea?
was one time that I always remember because I lived in like a gated apartment area.
Right.
And they got in at like 9 a.m. and I was like, how the fuck did that happen? Turns out my neighbors let them in. Because they said who I was, and they were like, "He loves meeting people." I was like, "I don't know you." And it was like a Polish family, like a mother and her 2 kids, and they had this big wooden board with like YouTube written on it and my name. And they were
that's
like, "We
not
wanted to
cool.
give this to you," and I was like standing there in like my underwear and a shirt, having just rolled out of bed. And I was like,
Should have done the American accent and just been like, no, this is
Yeah.
Markiplier.
I don't speak English.
You should have hit them with the Korean.
But it got really scary at that point, and then we moved to Brighton, and then I was like militant about not having my address anywhere and trying so hard to like keep things secret. And I think that kind of messed me up for a long time. Like even when I would stream, I was so paranoid that I would like show Amazon or something, and it would have like my postcode in it.
I've been very terrified of that too.
Yeah, or anything would just show up on my desktop that like gave a hint to where I am or what I'm doing, or like even like the time on my clock. So I got really paranoid.
Right.
But that was also like fan fervor, and they were all like really big into like shipping and really like just fanatical about everything.
Yeah.
That era of YouTube.
Which is swinging back now with all the Minecrafters.
It's coming back. It is definitely coming
But
back.
thankfully, my audience have just kind of like matured with me and kind of settled down. And I think the main thing that I got out of it was that I didn't set boundaries early enough.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are scared of setting those boundaries because it's like it makes their they think their audience are going to hate them for doing that. Like, oh, you don't want us as close. You keep saying you love us and you actually hate us and you don't want us to come to your house.
Yeah.
Kind of, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I skipped about 7 steps there.
It was like trying not to rock the boat at all.
Yeah.
Trying not to piss people off.
Yeah, because I remember, like, I guess we, like, people like us have to be thankful to, like, the experiences that you went through, because back then it did very much feel like the boundary just didn't exist. And if YouTubers talked about it, then the consensus was, well, why are you complaining about this? This is
They made you.
They made you. Why aren't you grateful that fans love you so much, you know?
Fuck, I remember that during the whole like Team 10 house. You remember that? There was like so many videos because we could put the address in fucking public.
Yeah.
It was like a listed Google place.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then people would turn up and they'd be like, no, fuck off. And then there was just so many videos of parents being like, we made you. Do you know you wouldn't be this without us? And it was like, oh my
They bought all your shirts.
God.
You literally wouldn't be in this location without me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, thankfully, it does seem like the mentality, because of so many bad interactions and bad fan stories, that people are kind of getting the point now. So thankfully,
I hope so, yeah.
Did you ever have to look into security or anything like that? Did it ever get to that point?
No, because everyone was just so nice about it. No one was like doing any nefarious shit to me.
Right.
It was like
Like you didn't have the super weirdos coming up.
well,
Yeah.
I say that, but somebody did mail a tub of shit to like a company address that I was registered at.
what?
Like it was apparently there's a website that you can mail like different types of shit to people. So what had shown up
I
at
shouldn't laugh, but that's very funny.
what had shown up at my house was horse shit. But you can get pig shit, cow shit, dog shit. And that was like when I was like, oh, you guys are fucking weird.
Was it labeled as horse shit?
I think so, yeah. It was in like a Tupperware kind of thing. But like
Here is your tub of horseshit, sir.
yeah, but it didn't come directly to my house. I went to like a business address that I was registered at.
Right.
How long?
There, like was like, should we throw this away? And I was like, yeah.
So how long did it take you guys to realize it was horse shit? Was it just sitting there and just like, something smells?
Time for the taste test. It was probably after my 3rd spoonful that I was like, that's horseshit.
It's a rather bizarre phone call to receive. Like, Jack, we have a box of shit. Did you order this?
Because somebody sent a cake to me before.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'm not eating that. Like,
Yeah,
cool. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I did eat it. That was stupid of me. That was like
I've done that as well.
that was like
Yeah.
2015. We didn't know.
That's how we learned the taste of horse shit, right? It was mixed into the cake.
It wasn't a chocolate cake.
That was the same story, just
Yeah, that was at the point. Like those were almost like back to back. Where I was like, yeah.
Right.
Now it's
Yeah.
getting weird that you're sending stuff to me instead of like showing up at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen enough of like those kinds of videos and like heard enough of those kinds of stories to know like, because during that time when you're starting off, right? Like people
Yeah.
are like, oh, so like when are you gonna get a PO box
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
send stuff? And hearing stories like that from early on, I was like,
Yeah.
no, never,
Did you
never.
ever have one?
No.
No, I had one. It got really crazy.
I just imagine it got overrun so fast.
Yeah, you kind of just think like, where am I going to put all this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, that happened at conventions. I would go to conventions and people would just send us like boxes of stuff or bring them up to the meet and greets. And then
Right.
it's like I like paid like hundreds of dollars to ship it back to my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was like these are so many items. It was like three or four boxes worth of stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like, what am
Yeah.
I gonna do with all of this? And then you run out of space. Then you have to move, and it's like I feel awful having to like do stuff with this. And it's like you don't want to like tell people that you had to like throw some stuff away, which
Yeah.
is like awful to think about. And
Yeah.
I like literally cried one time. I was like having to like put stuff in a bin. I was like, I let everyone down. I was like, so sorry.
Oh man.
And then now I'm like, no. But that was the thing, like no boundary. And I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
no gifts at these things anymore because I can't do anything with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Because it's like it's more of a logistical thing now, where
Yeah.
you literally can't take everything home, and a lot of it, especially like food stuff, is it's now like a health and safety concern. Maybe it's got horse shit in it. Like who fucking knows anymore? You know?
You never know.
Yeah, someone gives you a COVID cake.
Oh no, that's something. That's something I didn't think we needed to worry about until now,
Now they're
like
gonna get
post COVID.
Someone out this point, that's a fantastic idea.
People who just met you guys at the Comic-Con were like, fucking missed out, guys. That necklace I gave him could have been a COVID cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Just got to check if anyone's coughing on their gift before they give it to you. Oh no.
Just like detox, you fucking spray your cake.
Yeah. Or you just lather your cake in hand
You know,
sanitizer.
like early pandemic when you saw those videos, people like putting the hand sanitizer on the apples and stuff. I
Yeah.
remember. It was just like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Fighting COVID, that's what they're doing.
I just a bizarre way.
Yeah.
Not getting COVID, but eating hand sanitizer at the same time. Yeah.
Have you had, like, aside from getting horseshit sent to you, have you had any weird fan interactions just like at conventions or at events or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
You used to go to quite a few conventions.
Yeah,
right?
I think I'm done with them now. I think
Right.
VidCon in 2020 was like right at the start of the pandemic. Like
Right.
a week after that was when lockdown happened,
Right.
and I got violently ill. So I think I got COVID like right at the beginning.
At that
Right.
time, no one was testing that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
some people
right.
had like pulled out of VidCon for that. And after that, I was like, I risked dying for a convention, and I was like, maybe it's not worth it.
Right.
And then I'm like, when people go there, they don't really get an interaction with you anymore because it's like someone's there with a timer for like 30 seconds and it's like a picture shake. Thank you,
Yeah.
bye. And it's like, I don't want to meet people that way.
yeah, exactly. What's the VidCon experience like? Because
Yeah, I was
none
about
of-
to say, like,
yeah.
I've only heard the most, like, fucking wild things from people.
Yeah.
From people. Like,
Yeah,
whether it be positive or negative.
Here wasn't so bad because I think people here have a different culture and a different sort of mindset. Like Europeans are a bit calmer than Americans would be. That I'm
Right.
not stereotyping. You fucking are. I've done a tour in the whole world. I know what you people act like. But in VidCon in LA was fucking batshit crazy. It was like The
Yeah, I
Walking
bet.
Dead. And we,
Is it just scary? at that
yeah,
point?
yeah, it was terrifying. We weren't allowed out onto the main hall because you just weren't. They have like a couple of hours scheduled after one of the days where creators can go out and experience it, which
Right.
there's,
Oh,
wow.
there's nothing
Wow.
to do there.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a Snapchat booth and like a
I did see it. It looked very anemic.
yeah,
for a
it's
convention.
it's very corporate and it's very like branded and it's very kind of boring for anyone who's there. So people are
Right.
just there to see
creators.
people.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, like, as that was happening, we got to walk down the main hall, and all these fans, like hundreds of them, at the window, like faces pressed to it.
Oh my god.
And we went.
That's like some dead right.
Yeah,
It just sounds like. Oh god.
we went to like the Gregory Brothers concert, and I went the wrong way because no one was like ushering us a different way.
Right.
And people like literally like grabbed us and pulled us back out of the group. Wow. And then we like, I went with like Matt and Ryan from Super Mega one
Yeah.
year.
Right.
And we walked around the back and we were out like in the apartment area of it and walking around. And some fan was like, I had like a hat, I had a mask, I had my hood up. And somebody was like, oh, I knew it was you from your walk. I was like, this is...
Oh my God.
I've never walked in a video. So I'm like, how did you recognize me? So after that, I was like, maybe don't do VidCon again.
Right. Yeah, because that's pretty much the experience we've heard. And that's like, it's a convention where, you know, as a YouTuber, you think you need to go to at least once, but every YouTuber I've talked to has been like, you don't need to go to VidCon.
Yeah.
PAX was great though. I have so many fond memories of PAX, and like, I don't want it to seem all negative, like all my interactions were bad, but people at PAX were absolutely
I've heard
lovely.
good things about PAX,
Yeah, and they'd wait in line for like 7 hours and they'd be starving, and just for a chance to like talk to you, and then everyone was so sweet and talk about how much you changed their life and everything. And we were like, those would always go on. It was like scheduled for 2 hours and they'd go on for like 5 because it's like you just want to actually meet these people and interact with them. They're all lovely.
Yeah, I mean, like hearing you say that people in Europe and people in the UK are a lot chiller compared to people in America, like terrifies the shit out of me, because we just went to a convention last weekend, and literally in that one convention, like a random guy just went up on stage on our panel and sat next to Joey, and that was like, to me, like I'd never dealt with anything like that in my life.
Extremely traumatizing. That's for sure.
So I'm just like, if it's like that in the UK, how is it going to be like in America?
Do too many of them here.
Yeah.
So it might be that, like,
it's the first one we've done.
Literally the first one we've done. So
we're like, it's now or never.
Yeah. So it's basically like it's been like a learning experience for us as well.
Did you go to Indie PopCon? Is that one that you went to? See, okay, I think I went the year after you, and it was like this really weird thing where it was like, we do not talk about what happened last year. Genuinely, it'd be like, Indie PopCon. All the staff were like, it's been really good working here except for last year.
Yeah,
we had Markiplier and Jack in the same building, and it was like
shit.
They said that they were basically the message that I heard. Maybe you can confirm. I just want to know this personally. I don't give a shit about it. They basically said that like they were extremely woefully unprepared is the message that I heard. And
we went, it was like 2015 or 2016, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And it was the second convention I ever went to, and it was me, Mark, Bob, and Wade all like in a line, and people all day just lined up to meet us. Some people would come back multiple times. We didn't have like a
way of
scenario to figure it out.
Right.
And people were just coming endlessly. Like the first day we signed for 9 hours. We had no food, no breaks, no anything.
Jesus.
Then the next day we went again. And over like the 3-day weekend, we did 21 hours of signing.
Did they never cap the line or anything like that?
There was no capping. There was no like lottery system to let people in. Like everyone was lovely, but it was like we just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
9 hours. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't even like fathom that. Like,
you just get to the convention, sign all day, go to dinner, and then do it again for 2 more days. It was brutal.
Yeah, because like I guess is that like a common experience with conventions with you, especially in the early days? Because I feel like with you being part of like the early generation of YouTubers where, you know, you started seeing the massive reach that you did, a lot of people were just like, from what I've heard, just didn't expect you guys to like have the reach or just have the fan engagement that you did.
Yeah. Because it was at Indie PopCon, they have a lot of like movie stars and like TV stars, and they do signings where it's paid for.
Right.
So we were like, we don't want to charge fans to like meet us. It's like I wouldn't pay to meet me.
Yeah.
So we were like, we'll just do it for free and like let people come. So it was like anybody who was anybody was like there if they wanted to meet someone but didn't want to pay.
Right.
Some of those people didn't even know who we were. They were like, someone will know.
Right.
They just came up to like take pictures and stuff.
Yeah, because I guess like even back then, especially back then as well, like I think just the general consensus of like famous YouTubers being at a con was just like, oh yeah, you know, they just like make videos online. You know, how famous could they possibly be? You know, compared to like these like people who have been in Hollywood and TV and stuff like that. And little did I guess Indie PopCon know.
Well, we kept like sniping people from those lines, and then all the people who were like had paid signings got mad at us and were like,
that's happening as well.
Yeah, they were like giving it away for free. Like, of course, no one's going to come to my booth now. And I'm like, I just want to have fun, man.
Some of them do charge like outrageous prices.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Like £80 for an autograph, and it's like, what?
And you didn't even like really get to meet them for very long. It was like an autograph and a picture and then bye.
Yeah.
Don't pay for that. I don't think anyone's worth that.
You're better than that.
You're better than that. Come on.
Because I feel like I don't know how it would be in Japan, but I feel like there's very much like a culture in Japan where you might very much like pay for something to get to see this celebrity or this idol. Definitely like idol culture, right?
The illustrious handshake events, right? And idols,
I saw the weirdest thing actually. Now that you say that, in Japan, where we were like next to a theater. It wasn't like I don't think it was like a kabuki theater or whatever. It was. There's like a term for it, and I can't remember what it is.
Like a traditional theater type of thing.
It was like, God, I'm trying to like find the words without seeming offensive. It was like
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I'm here.
Yeah.
I think it was like a thing where like ladies would dress up as like guys and like have like really impressive makeup and everything done.
No. It's Takarazuka.
Yeah,
Takarazuka theaters. Yeah.
And we were, our hotel was like right next to a Takarazuka theater, and there was like dozens of people lined up outside every evening.
Yeah.
And people would come out and just like say hi. And they were all in line. They all like stood up one by one, all perfectly in unison. It was like a swim team, like perfectly choreographed.
Like synchronized swimming.
But they were so respectful, and they were like, let's not do anything on our end to like piss them off, or they'll never do this again. And they would come out and they would like wave to everybody down the line all the way. And that would happen for like a couple of hours. And then everyone would leave, and then they were like, okay, we're done. Like, fan club, go home.
I
Right,
mean,
right.
Fan culture in Japan is like next level.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they take it to like the limit.
Yeah. What is a Takarazuka theater?
So Takarazuka is like, it's this basically this like very I don't know a whole lot about it myself, but basically it's been around for I think close to like a century, and it's this like specific type of as you said, is a specific type of like stage performance thing that has like very high regard and high like royalty status, basically,
Right.
of like basically like really acclaimed female stage actresses dress up, basically they kind of crossplay as like males, and you know it's kind of like, think of like if I don't know a traditional Shakespearean play was happening, but all of the stage performers are female.
Yeah.
So like all the guy characters are female, all the female characters are female.
Yeah.
And it's it's like kind of a musical / stage play kind of thing. Very, very popular in Japan for a very specific demographic, I feel.
Yeah.
Mostly like, you know, kind of like women between ages like 20 to 50 are like really heavily into it. But
it was cool though. Like,
it's really cool. Yeah.
some of them would still come out with like some of the makeup still on. It was really impressive. And then we like looked it up like when we were back to the hotel to figure out what was going on. And like the outfits are insane. The choreography is insane.
Yeah.
A lot of money goes into it. It's like some of the highest paid like stage performers I think in the world are Takarazuka.
Yeah.
Like,
But I just couldn't get my head around it. I was like trying to figure out what it was.
just like a bunch of women coming out and like dressed as guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the
And I was
fuck.
like,
Yeah.
I don't want to just say it's women dressing up as guys. Like, obviously, there's more to it.
I don't want to offend anyone.
But from a surface, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
I'm not a horrible piece of shit, I swear. Please don't cancel me.
I don't know how many Takarazuka fans we have watching this show. You know, I feel the demographic is very different.
The one person who knows what you're talking about just raises their hand.
Yeah,
and
it's
just
like, actually, I work in Takarazuka. Very offensive.
I've tapped into that niche for you. Subscribers are just gonna go up.
Yeah.